Now I know what you're thinking. Can you really tell if you're going to enjoy a book or not just based on the first page? I personally think so. I think you can learn a lot about a book just by looking at the first page. So that's what we're going to do with a very famous, very infamous book. Maybe you've read it. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you're going to read it in school or whatever. Maybe you've put this book behind you a long time ago. But whatever it is to you, this is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Let's get started with the first page. If you really want to hear about it, the first thing you'll probably want to know is where I was born and what my lousy childhood was like and how my parents were occupied and all before they had me and all that David Copperfield kind of crap. But I don't feel like going into it if you want to know the truth. In the first place, that stuff bores me. And in the second place, my parents would have about 2 hemorrhages apiece if I told anything pretty personal about them. They're quite touchy about anything like that, especially my father. They're nice and all. I'm not saying that. But they're also touchy as hell. Besides, I'm not going to tell you my whole goddamn autobiography or anything. I'll just tell you about this madman stuff that happened to me around last Christmas just before I got pretty run down and had to come out here and take it easy. I mean, that's all I told DB about, and he's my brother and all. He's in Hollywood. That isn't too far from this crummy place, and he comes over and visits me practically every weekend. He's going to drive me home when I go home next month, maybe. He just got a Jaguar, one of those little English jobs that can do around 200 miles an hour. It cost him damn near $4,000. He's got a lot of dough now. He didn't used to. He used to be just a regular writer when he was home. He wrote this terrific book of short stories, The Secret Goldfish, in case you never heard of him. The best one in it was The Secret Goldfish. And that's the first page. And I gotta say, guys, I know there's a lot of people who love this book. I know there's some people who believe it to be the best thing they've ever read. I cannot stand this book. And I cannot stand it from the first page. I am reluctantly going to turn the page on this one. That is to say, I'm actually going to put it back on the shelf. Never to be picked up again, because this is a dreadful book. I cannot stand it. It kind of wants to have a hook at the beginning. It kind of wants to start with something. But ultimately, everything that our main character, Holden Caulfield, brings up here is sort of a nothing burger. It's sort of just a tangent to another tangent and another tangent after that. And, it doesn't look, it's not, if you thought that wasn't looking very good from the first page, well, it only gets worse from there, unfortunately. So, and I have read on, and I do know what happens, and Holden Caulfield is good at one thing, and that thing is talking, especially about himself, and also giving away all of the bad, horrible things that he does, and also never changing as a person. He never changes. That's one of the interesting things about this book. And you won't necessarily gather all that from the first page, but I do think you get a sense of just how ranty Holden Caulfield is. He is extremely ranty. And worse than that, he's sort of like that guy, like, have you ever met somebody and it's like, all right, I'm going to tell you this amazing story. And they proceed to tell you this story. It's like hours long. You're listening to the story. And then at the end, you sort of forget why you'd started listening in the first place. Like, hold on a second. Why did you even try to tell me this story? It just evaporates into nothing. There is no reason. The reason is there's a reason. And Holden's reason is that he thinks he's better than everybody, basically. And he thinks he can be He thinks he is morally superior or something to that effect. Everybody's phony, everybody's fake, but he's real. He keeps it real. He keeps it 100. And he's basically, oddly enough, he ends up being kind of the biggest phony of them all in a weird way. Again, some people think this one's really profound. I thought it was really annoying. And if the first page is any indication, I think you'll be able to figure out whether or not you liked it. So let me know what you think of this one down in the comments, and keep on reading.